Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We'll arriving at our destination shortly.
I think they gave up on us. I really did. Not did. I do. I really do. Boom, bitch. I really think that Microsoft is just giving up on 2024. I don't know. I just don't have that warm and fuzzy feeling anymore with 2024 that I used to have. Oh, man. I'm not like in a great mood tonight, but we're going to fly an airplane anyways. Like, I really don't know if I feel like flying, but I haven't flown in a few days. You know, like, I just want to see if I want to get it out of my system. So I've had this flight planned for, I guess, about a week now. When the first update came out, now it just had a patch, so that's very uncommon for flight sim studios. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about here. So bear with me. Let me get this here. Let me get this thing up here. So it's now instead of version 1.1.1, it's now version 1.1.1 patch 1 plus patch 1 plus patch. So bug fixes: yaw dampener test not moving, EFB not loading fuel or payload after completed leg, AC generator. I mean, just like I don't remember all these issues like with the airplane. Like I mean, I've always had a good experience with it. Like I don't know what does that was just the patch, by the way. This is what they were supposed to come out with, like on the 19th. This was version 1.1.1. Like I don't know. I don't get it. You know, I mean, I've always had like a good experience with this airplane. It's always flown pretty good. I mean, I wish the engines kind of sounded better a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to try it out, see how it is. I think it's going to be okay in 2024. Like the frame rate seemed decent. So bear with me a second. Why can't I close you out? Oh, well, fuck it. All right, let's go to display capture. Get rid of that. Let's go ahead and so I'm at Edmonton. So the flight that I have planned for tonight is Edmonton down to Abbottsford. I'll show you on the map when we get inside the airplane. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hit like, hit subscribe. Hey, I have this flight, and then I have a Viper Cherokee flight. It's an airplane I bought a while ago for X-Plane, and it's actually I didn't do it justice when I first looked at it. Like I just kind of brushed it aside, but it's actually got some cool shit to it. So Purolator. Well, greetings, William. How are you, sir? Or sirette? Are you a sir or a sirette? All right, so we look okay. But yeah, we're on version 1.1.1 plus patch 1. All right. Let me get a couple of things put up here. So we got you. And we got you. Let's get you pulled up as well, because we're going to need you, Mr. Briefing Plan. We can enter all of our waypoints into our system here. Okay. Let's get all right, CIV-A, metric is good, digital, that's good. No GSX. All right, pre-flight, pull you in. Let's do our pre-flight checks.
Pre-flight checklist started. Battery on and APU check.
One day I'm gonna going to do this whole checklist myself.
Starting APU.
One of these days. All right, let's get our tank filled. Let's get our cargo filled. All right, that's finished. All right, that's finished. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. It's really storming out bad here.
Gen close. Radio master is on. Parking brake is on. Galley power on. APU gen close.
Hope there
All
were...
quantity test complete.
Maybe not. All right, can we turn on our system here yet so we can get this lined up? Let me... Actually, we'll do Navigraph this way. I want to look at our parking position and see exactly what our coordinates are.
Opening please. Engine 1. Engine 2.
Taxi and
Engine
coordinates.
APU bleed open.
Okay, yeah, those are our coordinates there.
All packs open.
Close you out. Go back
Pack
to
strip off
spreads.
warnings tested.
All right, we'll just use the general coordinates.
Fuel dump switches closed.
We're around the side here.
Fuel dump valve intersit lights tested.
Yeah, and that's just for these parking
Fuel
spots
dump
here.
nozzle intersit
Okay.
lights tested.
We'll just go with whatever it says on the
Fire bell test completed.
briefing plan. All right, let's pull that back up.
Annunciator panel tested.
Go to raw. Roll.
Euro nav and compass source set to normal.
All right, right here. So let's go to a line. Let's go to position. And we have
Throttle
north.
warning horn tested.
Oh, let's do this first.
Fire
right,
bomb
we have
transfer
north.
switch set to left.
53, 18.6. 53, 18.6. Insert. Then we have west. 113. 113. 348. Okay. Now, let's do our next part of our checklist. This should turn green once it's all lined up. If not, we can force it, I believe. Let's do the next part of our checklist.
4-star check started. Altimeter is set to 10A. Nav beacon and logo light set. Emergency exit lights are. Window heat on. Radio's on.
There we go. All right, nav, and now we should be able to bring in our
Alternate flaps
flight
off.
plan. Let me see what remote does here. All right, so our first waypoint is 53.1.1.1. Let's go.
Engine and wing anti-ice off.
Oh, I gotta do insert first. Remote and then insert.
Shutoffs on.
There we go. 53.1.1.1, 113.520. Then Rocky Mount, it should be next. 52.301. Very good. And our last one, 49.
Glide slow.
101. Okay, very good.
Ground proximity warning system check.
Caribbean Airlines Max. I think I do, actually. Pretty sure I do.
Warning check.
My day was pretty good.
Dampers on.
Work was pretty good. I mean, that's what I did today. I worked.
Throttle
Work was
warning
okay.
horn tested.
I mean, work's work. Like, it's never like,
Stabilizer trim check.
it's never great, you know, but it was okay. I'll do it again tomorrow unless I win the oh no, there is no lottery tonight, is there? I guess I'll have to go to work tomorrow. There's no chance of me winning any lottery
Flight
tonight.
director checked.
All right, let me bring in the flight plan into our tablet here.
Hydraulic pump 1 is on.
How was your day? Was it pretty good?
Fire control checked.
All right, let's download.
Flight recorder checked.
All right, there we go. We have YEZ is our first one.
Hydraulic pumps
What's
on.
that frequency here?
Rudder power checked and on.
All right, set 117.6.
Master
That's
is
set.
on. Chocks cones and stairs disconnected.
And we should
Force star
be.
checks complete.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay, but let's. I'm going to use Navigraph. We're getting ready to start the engines and get out of here. I just want to set up a couple of things first. All right, so I want to use Nav2 for this. So we have 117.6. We do that for Nav2. Oops. Because we're going to fly it like a back course away from it. So 117.6, and then we're flying on a heading of 219 to YRM, and that's 114.3. Okay, that's going to be our nav, and then we're flying on a course of 219, so the reciprocal of 219 is 39. So 39 degrees is what we're going to want to be going back from. So right, compass. Nav is good. Okay, heading. Well, you know what? I guess it doesn't really matter. We're using CIV-A system, so we don't really need to set up the VORs. Hey man, it's never too late or early to join the simulators. Simulators are awesome. All right, let's put in our airport here, CYEG. We have runway 20, hopefully. Okay, all that's good. Let's set our speeds, set our trim. All right, let me call the tower and make sure we're cool to start up here. All right, ATIS.
Wind 345 at 3. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Few towering cumulus at 4500 feet. Scattered at 7,000 feet. Broken at 1,000 feet. Broken at 5,000 feet.
Come on.
Temperature 1.
What's the information?
Dew point 14. Altimeter 2975. Density altitude 3400 feet. Arriving and departing runways 2, 12. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information echo.
Information echo.
Edmonton International Airport. Information echo. 0100 Zulu. Wind 345 at 3. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. Few towering cumulus at 4500.
All right, let's get. We'll do IFR tonight, since we're doing like a cargo flight. Edmonton International later 19, ready for IFR clearance to Abbottsford. We have information India. Did they say India? I think they said India.
Give me 1 second for that clear.
All right, take your time, buddy.
Later 19, Edmonton ground. Information India is current. Clear to Abbotsford. After departure, fly radar vectors Edmonton. Then as filed, departure runway 12. Initial climb to 9,000. Departure on 120.5, squawk 6322.
Clear to Abbottsford after departure. Fly radar vectors to Yankee Echo Zulu. Then as filed. Departure on runway 12. Initial climb 9,000. Departure 120.5, squawk 6322. Later 19. Alright, well, where's runway 12? I think, so this is 20. 12's gotta be this one over here. Alright, we'll find it. Alright, let's get ground and get... Oh, we already are tied to ground. Okay. Edmonton ground, later 19, ready for engine start and pushback.
Later 219, engine start and pushback approved. Face southwest.
Alright, let's just use what's it called? Let's just use this mode to back up. Alright, very good. Alright, now let's start our engines. So we should be fine to just put them on now. So let's go ahead and we gotta do engine number 3 first. So why won't you let me put the... Alright, throttles are fine. Parking brakes on. Why won't you let me put you on ground? That is very weird. Huh. That's how you start it up. Or start. And make sure everything is okay over here. That's very strange. We can't start the, Alright, are we still connected to something, maybe? Options, CIV-A, metric. Cold and dark. Option. Okay, yeah, we don't have anything connected to us anymore. That's what I was looking for. Ground power, set. That is weird. Because all you do is flip that switch and then put the fuel on once, you know, once it kicks on. Oh, maybe this airplane's still broken. Let me do before engine start checklist again and see what they do.
A 4-star check started. Altimeter is set to 10A. Nav beacon and logo light set.
That's weird.
Emergency exit lights are window heat on, radios on, departure briefing complete. Alternate flaps are all book checked. Stall warning tested. Engine and wing anti-ice off. Flight control shutoffs on. Anti-skid tested. Comparators checked.
Glide slope. Pull up.
Ground proximity warning system checked. Airspeed warning checked.
GPU is on.
Yaw dampers on.
Well, if it doesn't work here, we'll just try it on 2020 and see what happens.
Flight director checked. Boost pumps went on.
Pretty sure I didn't miss anything. Let me check.
Hydraulic pump one is on.
Let me just check the booklet real quick, but I don't think I missed anything.
Fire control checked.
Yeah.
Flight recorder checked.
Engineer placed the pack switches to close. All right, normal sequence 3, 1, 2.
DC power checked. Hydraulic pumps on.
Hold the switch to ground.
Rudder power checked and on.
Check starter valve light is open. Right. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Radio master is on. Chocks cones and snares disconnected. Before start checks complete.
Okay. Still can't move this. All right, let me see what this said here. Make sure pack switches to close. Okay, where are packs at? They're probably over here. Let's make sure all the packs are closed. Okay, that's fuel. Hydraulics are okay. Starter valves. Okay, packs. Alright, packs off. Lead on. Starter valves. I never had to mess with any of that before with starting it. Let's see if that... Yeah, it's like stuck. That is very strange. Huh. Well, I guess we'll try 2020 and see if we can start it in 2020. That is really weird. Let me just move the throttles up just a little bit and see if maybe that's it. I doubt it. Wow. It took a good airplane and just broke the shit out of it. All right, let's try this in 2020. Oops. End flight. Might take a minute to load in 2020 because I haven't tried it in 2020 yet. Not since the update. All right. Wow, that is really weird, man. Like, they make this airplane foolproof. Like, you just use the little phone, and then, like, all you have to do after you do those 2 checklists is just put that switch to ground. And then once you see N2 get to like 20% or 25 or something like that, you put the fuel on. And then once the N2 gets to like 40 or 50%, then you just make sure the switch goes back to normal, and then that's it. Like, they try to make it foolproof so you can just kind of get in, push a few buttons, and go. They ruin everything, man. Microsoft really does, man. They fuck up so much. They mess up so many games. I just want to get into the airplane one night and just start flying. Like, X-Plane is so wonderful. X-Plane is so wonderful. You just get in and start it up. Everything works. But at least we have Microsoft 2020. It's the old reliable. Oh, pretty much always, almost always works. All right, let me add the simulator to stream. Might as well play some music in the meantime. Yeah, engine number 3 may be started before, during, or after pushback. Engine 1 and 2 may be started only after tow bar has been disconnected and visually confirmed to be clear of the aircraft. At start clearance, the engineer places pack switches to close and checks the pack pressure, increases the manifold pressure. Place selector switch to manifold if pressure low or RNL are different. Verify that bleed switches are open and wing anti-ice are closed. Normal start sequence is 3-1-2 unless conditions dictate otherwise. Yep. Come on, simulator. I knew I should have just gone upstairs tonight and just watched TV. Well, I was gonna watch the rest of Dune. I was like, no, I just downloaded the update and the patch. Let me at least try it. Hello, Mr. Darren. How are you, sir? Airplane wouldn't start in 2024, so we're trying it in Microsoft 2020 now. That's good. Good to hear. This airplane used to work so well. It was like so easy to start this airplane up, and I mean the button wouldn't even move. Like the button was like, it was like somebody just like glued it, and it just like, it just wiggled just a little bit. There we go. Come on, simulator. Come on. I always talk nicely about you. It's your cousin that I don't like. I always like you, 2020. You're good with me. Almost. Almost. That was a big patch they came out with too on this airplane. Like they just had an update on the 19th, and then they had this massive patch like 3 days ago. Life, yeah, life's doing all right. Yeah, I mean it's like rinse and repeat, you know, every day. You know, almost every day. Wake up, work, eat, shower, maybe shave, maybe fly an airplane, go to sleep, and then rinse and repeat. I do like what I do though, so at least, you know, that's good. Like it doesn't usually feel like work, which is good, you know. I like that it doesn't really feel like work. All right, here's our airplane. Makes a day go by a lot quicker when you enjoy what you do, that's for sure. All right, let's do N5220 ED. Oh, come on, caps. All right, N5220 ED, AX3 here, and 219 here. 219. All right, very good. All right, let's go back to Edmonton. And we'll, I guess, park down here since we're going to be taking off on exit. I mean, on runway 12, probably. All right, let's see what happens. I hope we can take off. If not, we tried. Purolator. I don't think I've ever flown it with the Purolator livery. Yeah, Purolator. All right, I can turn the music off now that we're getting ready to try to refly this thing. Yeah, this livery just came out. Like maybe a week ago, I think. On the 19th, I think is when this livery came out. It looks pretty good from what I've seen. I've seen it, well, I haven't seen it in 2020 yet, but I saw it in 24. It looked really good. On, load up. It's one of the liveries that the plane comes with, yeah. Yeah, I haven't downloaded any extra liveries. It comes with a fair amount of Canadian liveries. Yep, I think so. I love flying in Canada. Come on, load up already. Oh, Microsoft. On. Thank you. Ah, beautiful Edmonton. Hello. Give it a few seconds to load in. Oh, cool. Put our registration on there. Very cool. Well, this is more than we got last time. Last time we didn't get any of this stuff. You know, like the changelog. All right, well, maybe it'll actually work now. Okay, let's get the phone out. Let me make sure the throttles work. Oh, it's all one? All right, I don't like that. Well, if we can start our engines up, we're going to change that. Okay, let's put our CIV-A system in. Metric is good. All of that is good. One screen keyboard. All right. Let's see. Get my... That should be in already. Let's see. Very good. Okay, that's in. Charts should work as well. Let me see. Excellent. Excellent. All right. And now that we're actually parked over here, actually, I can get our coordinates now. Let me see what our coordinates are. We should be right around here. So what is 53 and 54? All right, we'll just say we're 55. And we'll do 53. When it comes time to work on our... Okay, let's do pre-flight first.
Pre-flight checklist started. Battery on and APU checked.
I am going to learn this checklist one of these days. Leipzig, there would be no way. No way, Microsoft. No way would that little regional airplane be over here in Edmonton.
APU.
Come on, guys. Bullshit. The airplane already sounds 1,000 times better than 2024, by the way. I would love to do a shared cockpit with somebody and have them be like, I'll be the engineer or they can be the engineer, and like we'll sit back here and just like flip all the switches and shit. I think that would be cool as hell. Let's put on our
APU gen close. Radio master is on.
all right, let's put on VHF1.
Galley power on.
We can use our radio.
Gen close.
All right, let's try to line up our system here.
Oil quantity test
Okay, let's go to position. And we have north 53,183. So north 53,183. Insert. Then we have
Opening please.
west 113,352. 113,352.
Engine 3.
113,352.
Bleed open.
By
All
2.
packs open.
Insert. All right, ready in the line.
Packs
All right,
trip off warnings tested.
that's not working. Let's get our ATIS. Let me see what it is.
Fuel dump switch is closed.
Let me click on new flight. Oh, I don't need to
Fuel
click new
dump
flight.
valve intercept lights tested.
T2 5000 feet.
Fuel dump nozzle
Temperature
intercept
18.
lights tested.
Dew point 1.
All right, information is echo.
Altimeter 297.
Annunciator panel tested.
Edmonton clearance, later 19 IFR clearance to Abbottsford. We have information echo.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Main panel lights checked.
Let's hold this button in until this evens
Drop
out.
warning port tested. Fire bottle transfer switch set to left.
Are you ready to line up yet?
Pre-flight
All
checks
right.
complete.
That's now aligned. Go to nav. Let's go to waypoint. Let's go to remote and insert. And now this should have our flight plan in here.
Edmonton clearance information echo is correct. Cleared to Abbottsford. After departure, fly radar vectors Edmonton. Then as filed. Departure runway 12. Initial climb to 9,000. Departure on 120.5. Squawk 3456.
All right, clear to Abbottsford. After departure, fly radar vectors to Yankee Echo Zulu. Then as filed. Departure runway 12. Initial climb to 9,000. Departure on 120.5. Squawk 3456. Later 19. All right, let's do.
4219, read back correct. Ground is on 121.7. Safe flight, sir.
All right, let's load up our airplane. That's done. That's done. Takeoff is good. E-speeds. EPR. All right, let's do before start checklist.
4-star check started.
Trying to see what kind of little airplane that is. That looks like a Japanese. Does that say Croatia? Huh. I think it does, actually. All right, I need a ramp. We need a pushback. Edmonton ramp. We need a tug for pushback. We're at gate 55. I'm sorry, we're at gate 53.
Tug is on the way for pushback at gate 53.
Comparators checked.
Glide slope. Pull up.
Ground proximity warning system checked.
We make sure our waypoints are okay. So we have number 1.
Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
That's good. Number 2, 52,301. All right, then we have Enderberry.
Stabilizer trim check.
Yep. And then Princeton.
Trim
Yep.
tested and set.
And then Abbotsford. 419-12226. All right, very good. Our flight plan. It's only a few waypoints tonight.
Check. Boost pumps 1 on. Hydraulic pump 1 is on.
All right, what is ground?
Fire control check.
121.7. Let's plug them in secondary.
Flight recorder check.
Dum da dum dum dum. Edmonton ground, later 19, requesting engine start and pushback clearance.
Letter 219, engine start and pushback approved. Face north.
Is that so loud? Oh, because I don't have it where I normally have it. That's why it's so loud. All right, let's see if I can switch frequencies with the button. Let's see. Oh, it's beautiful. A ramp, later 19. We're ready for a pushback. Please push us nose to the left, please.
Ground to flight deck. Release parking brake. Tug will push nose to the left.
Tug, parking brake released. So I'm using Sayintentions for pushback. They do pushback as well.
Roger, standby. Ground to flight deck. Cleared for engine start in sequence.
Oh, we can only do number 3. Let's see if we can actually start it this time. Oh, you know what? Hang on one second. Let me change my throttles real quick. Oh, no wonder I don't have this set properly. Be on number 1. Okay, very good. All right, sign this back. All right, let's wait for them to start pushing us, and then we'll put our engine on. Number 3 first. It's 312. That's the sequence. No, not no. Whatever. Yep, this plane works. Listen, it's a 2024 thing. 2024 just does not work, I guess. All right, put our fuel on. Why did we stop? All right, they can just leave us here. Oh, they're still moving us, actually. All right, so with sim brief, I guess nose to the left means nose to their left, because they should have pushed us the other way, but it's okay. Oh, sorry, Darren. My weather? Shit. It was like 107 yesterday. It was like 100 today. It's not too bad. It's real humid. Thankfully, I work from home, so it's not like... It's bad. We had some bad thunderstorms come through tonight because of the weather. Yeah, it's crazy hot in Maryland. Like, it doesn't usually get that hot. All right, let's set our altitude to 1,000. Doing GPS. How about you? You're up in Canada, I think. How's it up there? Is it like, is it warmer than it should be for this time of year? Or
pushback complete. Please ensure parking brakes are set.
wow.
Standing by for confirmation of good engine start and report when ready for disconnect.
Parking brake set. We have good engine start. You can disconnect. Have a good day, ramp. Later 19 out. Wow, 34 Celsius is crazy hot for Canada. That's still hot, man. That's like 70 degrees, I think. Whoa, man, be careful with the airplane.
Ground to flight deck, bypass pin removed. We've disconnected and crew is clear. You're good to go. Have a safe flight and see you next time.
All right, very good. Let's start up engine number 1. for N2 to get to about 20%. And I need to be going on a heading of 39. So, well, actually 219 is where I need to be heading. Let me put that in. That's the heading for, well, to get to our first waypoint. That's, of course, that's leaving from, no, that's wrong. That's leaving from runway 20. Alright. That's good. What are you doing, computer? I think that ticking will go away once the APU is disconnected. My kids? Well, I mean, that's a loaded question. Like, health-wise, they're okay. I just wish they would get out of their rooms and like do something other than be in their rooms all day. Other than that, I mean, they're good though. I got a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old. I mean, they're great. Usually, I mean, overall, they're great. I would just like for them to get out of their rooms and do something else besides being in their rooms. All right, let's do our after start checklist.
After start checks.
But yeah, they're healthy. They have good personalities for the most part. They're fun to hang. I mean, I enjoy hanging out with them for most of the time.
Beacon light on. DC power check. Boost pumps all on. Hydraulic system repumps all on. Nav beacon and logo light set. Emergency exit lights are.
Yeah, I think so too.
Window heat on. Euro nav and compass.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with the engine sounds in this airplane.
Alternate flaps off.
It's really a fun plane to fly.
Engine and wing anti-ice off.
Yeah, Flight Sim Studios make some good stuff, that's for sure.
Flight control shutoffs on. Anti-skid check and off.
Let's check our flight controls.
Ride slow. Pull up.
Ground proximity warning system check.
All right, controls are free
Flight
and
engines
clear.
all on one. Airspeed warning check. Yaw dampers on. Spoilers to 10. Flight director check.
All right, let me find out what tower is. 118.3. Edmonton ground, later 19, ready to taxi to runway 12. Need clearance, please.
Level 19 Edmonton ground. Taxi to runway 12 via Oscar, Quebec, Bravo.
Copy that. Taxi to runway 12 via Oscar, Quebec, Bravo, later 19. All right, I do want to look at one thing on here real quick though. Just so until we get going on our flight plan. So nav 2 I want programmed for Edmonton. That's 117.6. Okay, 117.6. Just in case I need it. And next up after that is 114.3. Just in case CIV-A stops working. All right, that's good. Let's bring up briefing plan. We can see where we're at. So we need to go out and down. All right, that's easy enough. All right, let's start taxiing. Taxi checklist.
Taxi checks.
Move park and brake.
Taxi lights are on.
All right, got 3 separate controls for the engines. Very nice.
EPR is set to .03. Trim is set to 0.07. Chrome heat on. Air condition check and set. Taxi checks complete.
Leipzig. That's crazy. I don't think you'll ever see that airplane sitting in Edmonton. All right, I think we got to make a pretty sharp turn here. And say intentions. If you're going to use say intentions for pushback, nose to the left means it's going to go to your right. Just remember that. All right, let me see what this other airplane. I could have said it. I could have sworn it said Croatia. But my eyes are getting old. I might be wrong. Actually, how do I save seats? I think it's control. I like to save this seat, actually. This is a pretty cool looking little seat. Is it control shift 1, I think? Yeah, control shift 1 through 4. Okay. I can't really save many seats in because, you know, it's a cargo flight, so you can't like sit in the back. There's no windows in the back. I could have sworn this said Croatia. Yeah, I think so. Oh, air something. Air, oh, whatever. Yep. I came very close not to streaming tonight. I finished up and I was going to watch the rest of Dune. The new Dune movies. The new Dune movies are pretty damn good. Yeah, that ticking noise, I think is the APU. This airplane always has a ticking noise to it. It's not as noticeable when when we're flying. Let me see if I can turn anything down. Hang on a second. Let me just check the sounds. Have environment all the way down. Aircraft. Yeah, it should go down once we're in the air. I don't know if the passenger version of this airplane has the same thing or not. Oh wow, we still got a while to go. Good lord. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the original Doom. Big fan of the original Dune movie. And then I watched the new ones that came out over the last few years. I haven't seen the show. I think there's a show, like a series, a TV series on Max, I think it is. But the those Dune 1 and Dune 2, they were pretty good movies compared to the original. Good actors. I like them delving more into the kind of Jesuit side of things and getting the different factions of Fremen together. And I did like the Harkonnens a lot better in the original Dune. I like the original Baron. He was real greasy and sloppy looking. And I like the Emperor more. The Emperor reminded me of the bad guy from Flash Gordon. Dude, I saw Flash Gordon like for the first time when I was like 3 or 4 years old. Man, that movie scared the shit out of me. I could not sleep. Oh no, the bad guy in that movie was the priest from The Exorcist. Oh yeah, thanks, Darren. Yeah, that's right. The bad guy in Flash Gordon, that's Max von Sydow, or Sydow. He's the priest from The Exorcist. Father Marin. All right, what is our departure frequency? 120.5, it should be. Okay, 20.5. So 120.5. Hopefully I'm still on ground and not on the grass. Almost. Alright, do we have auto throttle? Do. Auto throttle again is... That's right, auto throttle is this little red thing. So if you fly this airplane and you're having trouble with auto throttle, use this little dial right here and just put the red indicator where you want the auto throttle to go to. So once we're cruising, once we're climbing, I'm going to set it for like 240. And then we're going to activate IAS mode here. But we got to make sure that our generator 3 is on essential bus. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Autopilot is not going to work unless you have it on essential 3. Unless you have the generator 3 on essential bus. Alright, let's park up here, do our before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff, check start. Auto brakes set to RTO. Ignition set to continuous.
Edmonton Tower, later 19, holding short runway 12, ready for departure.
Anti-skid is on.
Oh shit, we're at runway 30.
Strobe lights on. Landing lights on. Taxi
Well,
lights on.
can we use runway 30?
Transponder on. APU off.
Well, let's just tell them we're at runway 30 and see what they say.
Oil cooler off.
Edmonton Tower, later 19, holding short runway 30, ready for departure.
Inset. Pack trim normal. Pressure switch on flight.
Lator 19, Edmonton Tower, runway 12, winds 345 at 3, cleared for takeoff. All aircraft be advised, information Foxtrot is now current. Altimeter 2976.
All right, we're just going to take off from here. I went the wrong way. Obviously, we should have turned the other way, but that's okay. Runway 30, runway 12. I wonder if they're going to give me a phone number to call because I didn't do the right procedure. I've had that number thrown at me a couple of times. All right, let's go, bitch. Burn and burn. Takeoff power set. Nuts. Cross check. Cockpit sterile. All right, V1. Rotate.
Positive brake.
Gear up. Me too, my friend, me too.
Lenovo 19, Edmonton Tower, contact departure.
Contact departure, later 19.
After takeoff checks. Ignition set to on. Landing lights on. Landing gear on.
Edmonton departure, later 19, currently climbing through 4,000 feet for flight level 280. Good morning.
Later 219, climb flight level 280.
And I need to be heading on like a 219 heading. So we need to go a little bit more this way. All right, flight director. Let's heading select on. Nav. Auto throttle on. Altitude select. Well, we don't hear the clicking so much when we're farther away. All right, let me go into VS mode until we get up to speed. Let's get up to speed and then we'll... All right, almost at speed. I wonder why our flaps haven't gone up yet. There we go.
Flaps up.
All right.
Hydraulic system remote.
IAS. Such an awesome airplane. Alright, we're coming up to our waypoint. That's why this is up on yellow here. That alert. Usually when we're within a couple of miles of the waypoint, that'll pop up. Alright, that's doing okay. Let's lower this a little bit. Put you on... Alright, 10,000 feet. What is our target actually? Let's go, what do we have? CYXX. Approach ILS. $3,000. Now, one thing we may have to do in the middle of the flight is refuel this airplane. I have run out of fuel a few times. For some reason, I don't know why. Okay, that's okay. 9 miles. We're good. Yeah, I am not really sure what that that ticking noise is. I want to say I thought it was the APU. APU's off now, so it can't be the APU. Huh. That would have been dope if the calculator worked. And they're adding my paycheck while I'm sitting back there. All these miles I'm flying for Purolator, they better pay me. Alright, standard pressure. We'll use this one here. This indicator here we'll use for decision height later. We're not in nav mode? I could have sworn we were. Okay, now we should be in nav mode. Oh. I thought putting it in nav mode would have gotten rid of heading automatically, but I guess not. Let's see if this brings us a little closer to our route. I think it is. It looks like it's trying to bring us back in. Alright, we are almost at altitude. Let's lower our speed a bit. We can increase our climb. I wish I was falling asleep soon, Darren. Hey, if you fall asleep, fall asleep. It's all good. Now, why are we descending? Hello? Oh, let's start climbing again. Nope. Alright, let's do it this way. I may have to take us out of autopilot for a few minutes. There we go. Alright, we're pretty much back on course now. Time for the percolator. Time for the percolator. Almost at 28,000. Partly I chose this route because we're going to be flying over some mountains, and I think flying over the mountains in Canada is one of the best things ever. I really do. I think flying over the mountains is so dope in Canada. I don't think the flight is too long either. It's only like 400 miles, so 420 miles, something like that. I didn't want to do something too long just in case it sucked. Alright, what's my next, let's see what my next waypoint is. As far as the frequency. Should be heading to number 3 right now, I believe. Alright, we're at about 25,000 feet. We're still climbing about 1,000 per minute. Let's go up just a little bit more if we can. So after YRM, we have Enberry. That's 115.2. That's 174 miles from, what's this one here, Big Ranch, something called Rocky Mountain House. That was close. Big Mountain something, Rocky Mountain House. Pretty close. That's a 218 heading from Rocky Mountain House. Alright, we're at 26,000 feet, so 2 more 1,000 feet to go. Lower our nose just a little bit. It's like one click forward. They did such a good job with this airplane. They really did. It's just a shame that it just sucks on 2024. You know, I wanted to start this plane off in 2024 because I had a feeling it was not going to work properly. Do we have windows back here? I bet you they still got these creepy ass horses back here. Let me see here. Yep. Fucking creepy horses are still here. My kids grew up with creepy pasta. Here's them fucking creepy ass horses. Creepy. They look like they're leather. Big old zombie horses. Alright, we're at 27. Once we get to cruising altitude, we'll click on this over here. Altitude hold. Tried to find actual flights Purolator used to do. Couldn't find. I couldn't find it. It said it flew all over Canada and like North America. So I looked because you know I like to try to do these flights based off of what they did in real life. Let me lower the nose a little bit. Ready to go altitude hold. You can see the altitude light just clicked on this green light right here. And let's do altitude hold. Yeah, this altitude right here. Wonder why it's not on GPS. Maybe because of this system here. this is not showing. Sleep. Go in my room, in my basket. In the corner near my bed, you'll see the bottle. Just you can take a couple. Yep. Now this might not be working right because of the update as well, because it is following our flight path. See? But it should say from like 2 to 3 or unless it's Oxnav. See where it's going. It's turning somewhere. I don't think that's right. Yeah, that's not right. Alright, let's go back this way. Whoa! Good lord. You gonna crash this bitch. Good lord. Alright, let's go into heading mode. Darren. Good checking in with you, man. It was nice chatting with you for a few minutes. Alright, YRM is 114.3. Alright, and we need to be leaving on 38-degree heading. Enough. Let's line up with the VOR station and then we'll go back into nav mode. And increase our speed a little bit actually. That's the next one. Okay, good. So we have that set for next. The next waypoint's 174 miles. Well, a little bit less than that now, but because we're 35 miles from the VOR station now. Once we line up, go back into nav mode. But that's just weird that it's not changing. Usually it's supposed to change automatically from like 0 to 1 to 2. I just don't know why it's not. It should, because I put it in the right mode. If we were still in position mode, that's one thing, but when we're in waypoint, it should do it automatically. Oops, we're lined up now. Alright, once we get out of heading mode, we'll switch back nav mode. Let's go back to PS. Nav mode, let's click off of this, and alright, now we should be okay. Hey, look at that, little FSS shirts, look at that. They too small for me, man. I need bigger shirts than that. Go outside at all? Ah. I like the airplanes where you can go outside from inside. I forget what airplane I was just flying that had that. Oh yeah, the Q400. Yeah, that airplane, you can go outside from like the cockpit. You can just drag the camera like right out. I'm going to go a little 2x mode, because I want to go to sleep at some point tonight. I think it'll be so awesome, like, flying over this part of Canada, like, all the time. Looking at different parts of the mountains, and that'll be awesome. I'm surprised nobody from the towers have contacted us. We make sure we still have fuel. Oh shit, we're almost out of fuel. We're almost out of fuel again. This shit all the time, man. This airplane always runs out of fuel. It only uses fuel from like one tank. Tank 2C for some reason. Maybe that's, I don't know, is it set up like that? Let's see. Oh yeah, so it only uses... There we go, now it's using fuel from all the tanks. I wonder if that's how it's... I'll have to look at the checklist. I mean, that would make sense, unless they just use tanks 1 and 3 for takeoff and shit like that. And they use tank 2 for cruising, that could be. Alright, we'll just leave it how it is. We'll just keep an eye on the fuel. gonna be boot. Reciprocal is 32. Oh, I can't set the course right now. Never mind. Of course, they're good with this airplane on 2020. 2024, I couldn't get the engine started. But so far on 2020, it's worked out real good. The engine sounds when they're starting up is awesome. Awesome. I didn't see that in any of the things they updated, but maybe they did a little tweak to it. I don't know, but it sounds very good. We're going to be pulling up on Underberry here pretty soon. And we're going to be heading southwest for about 100 miles. Then almost due west for about 80 miles, and that'll put us right at Abbottsford. And then we'll spin around and hopefully do the ILS landing so we can make sure that still works properly before we land manually. That is 115.2. Some miles to it. We should be at 218 heading for this thing. One of those stations where it doesn't give us a course indicator. "32 miles from the station. And just go right to YDC. Turn this out. YDC 113.9. that's giving us some info. That's 100 and some miles from us. We're not going to get a... Well, we might, actually. Let's see if it gives us a... Yeah, let's do that. Let's just go right that way. VOR there. Let's do VOR here, and let's get out of heading mode. We'll just stay locked on to onto this localizer. And we need about 80 miles to descend. Fuel's still looking okay. I haven't heard from any towers in a long time. Alright, let's go regular speed here because we're going to start descending here pretty soon, I think. Oh, maybe not. Actually, we still have some time. Because once we get to Princeton, we have 82 miles until we get to Abbotsford, and that's, we only need to get down to 3,000 feet, so, oh, wrong button. Alright, so I'll leave us in a sped up mode then. Thank God Microsoft 2024 still, 2020 still works, because 2024 is just, it's just a waste, such a waste of time, that game. It really is. I give it, I always give it the benefit of the doubt. Like, I always try to get it to work. It's just, it's terrible, man. And I don't know if it's because I'm in the beta, like the beta version of it, but it's like every plane I've tried on that thing lately, I just cannot fly it. Either the frame rate is like nothing, or the airplane doesn't work like tonight. When I've had the frame rate issues, I've tried not every, but I tried a lot of different settings, and it's not the settings. When we're in the airplane like this, it's perfectly fine. But then when we turn to the side like this, it puts my GPU up to like 98%. And like, it stutters. And doesn't matter what settings I have, it just, every time. Right now I'm at 29, 34, 40%. Somewhere in that area, 29 to 40%. Like, that shouldn't be, and it wasn't like that until recently. Yeah, it wasn't like that until recently. We're getting there. Now, why does one say 30 miles and one says 40 some miles? That's weird. Unless one is nav 1 and nav 2. Let me see this here. Let's do 113.9 and see if that's it. Okay, yep, that was it. So this big mileage one down here is for nav 2. This is nav 1, nav 2. Oh, it's, you know what? It says nav 2. I'm such an idiot. It does say nav 2. Don't tell anybody I'm an idiot. I don't want that getting out on the internet. Don't tell anybody. I wonder why we haven't heard from anybody on the tower. It's very strange to not hear from anybody. Alright, let's see what our... $250 for our decision height. Program that in. Close enough. After Princeton. On 16.1. And we are some tall clouds. Alright, I think I'm going to start descending here in a moment. Let me see if there's anybody for me to contact. Distant center, later 19. Currently cruising flight level 280. We're looking to descend into Abbottsford in a few minutes. When can we begin our descent? The 3,000 feet.
Lenovo 19 Vancouver Center radar contact.
Morning, Vancouver Center, later 19. We'd like to begin our descent into Abbottsford. We'd like to begin our descent now, please.
Lenovo 219, descent altitude 3,000 feet, altimeter 29.908.
Let's go 3,000 feet. Let's do 15,000 for now, just in case we get down 16,000. Because there's
219, expect the Hope 5 arrival. I'll have you descending in just a minute.
Hope 5 arrival. See, say intentions. You guys do this shit all the time. This is one thing that I don't like about you guys. Seriously, I know I joke around a lot, but like, I don't have an arrival. I don't want to do an arrival. That's why I didn't choose an arrival. So we might just have to turn Sayintentions off here in a moment. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Alright, we should be... Alright, let me start descending. Turn auto throttle off. Start descending. And we need to be on a heading of not a heading of 240, but course of 70. Move our heading over. Alright, we've begun our descent. Okay, and we have 116.1. That's where we're going. We have 82 miles until there. Then we have 109.7. Let me plug that in on both sides. Course of 70. Our heading is starting to come in. We can see the line moving. Once we get a little closer, once we get about 40 miles away, we'll switch to Abbottsford VOR station, this one here. And then once we lock onto that, then we'll put the standby switch to 109.7. The reason I put a course of 70 in right now is because we're flying out on the 70 radial. I'm sorry, we're flying out on the 240 radial. But in order for us to still use that station behind us, and for me not to get confused, I always do the reciprocal. That way, if I'm turning right, like I'm doing now, it'll line us up if this line is on the right. If I had 240 in right now, this line would be over here. And then essentially it would just confuse me, because then I'd be moving this to the right in order to bring this over to the right. So I don't know, I just like it this way better. Right, can we do V-speed yet? Let's see. Can we lock onto that other station yet? Let's see. Nope, not yet. Still too far. We got a nice little descent going. Just want to make sure we're not gonna. Oh, I'm a little off here. The reciprocal of 240 is not 70. 60. Alright, I'm a little off. Let's go this way. I want to make sure I don't hit any mountains or anything. Get this VFR map here. Oh yeah, we're okay. What is our pressure right now? Let's see. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Alright, our pressure is 2998. Is the other station showing up yet? Oop. It might not ever show up. Actually, well, no, it should. We're only still about just over 50 miles away from it. Yeah. We have 2998. Our throttle's back a little bit more. We're fast. We're heading a little bit more to the west. A little stormy out here. Is this Saskatchewan we're kind of near? No, oh no, we're near Vancouver actually. Yeah, I can't believe there's been like tornado warnings like in Saskatchewan like the last couple of nights. I'm a huge weather nerd. I can't remember the last time I've actually seen like back-to-back days with. No, that better not be altitude. No, thank you. Altitude select. Let's continue down, my man. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen like back-to-back days with tornado warnings in like that part of Canada. That's crazy. The world must be ending. Must be the end of the world. That's happening. All right, let's see here. Let's switch.
1219, contact Victoria approach on 135.475.
Contact Victoria approach on 135.475, later 19. Victoria approach, good morning, later 19, descending through 15,000 feet for flight level 300.
Victoria approach identified. Good evening. Altimeter 29.904. Expect the ILS
Copy that. Expect the ILS-7 approach with Amino as our initial fix, later 1-9. Alright, so let's put in 113. Okay, and we need to pick that up on a 255 heading, so let's plug in 255. Alright, we got a little bit of work to do to catch that thing. Let's go ahead and make our turn a little bit more than we probably need, but it's okay. Let's decrease our descent a little bit. And let's tune 109.7 here. .69 heading, of course. Oh, you guys are ghetto. It does the same thing on both sides. Oh well. That's ghetto! Flight sim software, whatever the name of your company is. Oh shit. I don't know if I really want to descend that much farther down. Okay, let's hold our altitude here. Once we get past this little section of Canada, we'll be okay. Peaks are pretty high where we're at here. We shouldn't be descending anymore. Oh, I guess I gotta put it on the right altitude. $8,000 for now. Oh shit. Alright, let's fly manually for a little bit. We get around some of these peaks. auto throttle is working. That's good. Make sure we have enough fuel. Still, for some reason, it never takes from the other tanks. You gotta be careful when you're flying this plane, because you will run out of fuel unless you pay attention. Like, I put in the right amount of fuel before we flew tonight, and for some reason, this plane always runs out of fuel. Alright, I think we're okay at this altitude. Bring to the VFR chart. Yeah, no thanks. Now I'm a little more comfortable with our altitude. Almost lined up with the VOR station. I thought our airplane showed up on this map. I guess it doesn't.
Later 219, descend via Hope 5 for the ILS runway 7 approach into Abbottsford via Omino altimeter 29.907.
How can we do the Hope 5? Ow. Look at it. Look at this, guys. Oh, I can't show you. There's no way to do Hope 5.
Lator 219, direct Omino, descend and maintain 3000 cleared for the ILS runway 7 approach, Omino transition.
Copy that. I'm going to transition clear for the ILS 7 approach. Later 19. Okay, very good. Alright, we can start descending again. Hell, we might as well just, well, I would say fly by hand, but let's put the autopilot back on. Okay, let's pull our throttle back. Turn the auto throttle off for now. The altitude. Activate Q and let's put on 69. Look at that, it's already got the right course in there. Cool. I guess it doesn't show the airplane. Let's do
Approach checks.
throttle down to auto throttle setting down to, all right, that works for me. Auto throttle is this little bug right here. This little red bug right here. All right, we're at 3,000 hold altitude. FSS flight sim software, you need to really get rid of that ticking noise, man. That shit is horrible. You really do, man. That's bad. Alright, let's begin to make our turn towards the runway. Flaps 1. We'll stay at this speed until we get locked up with our localizer. Should be coming in almost any moment now. Yep. Okay, let's go approach mode. Go there. Right, let's see if it continues to lock us onto the localizer. Okay, we're gonna turn. Oop. No, we might just have to land it ourselves. That's about 11 miles out.
Lator 219, contact Abbottsford Tower on 119 or decimal 4.
Contact Abbottsford Tower on, I don't know, whatever frequency you just said. Later 19. Whatever frequency you just said. Abbottsford Tower 19, Abbottsford Tower Purolator 19 on final for runway 07. Captured the localizer on runway 07.
1 19 Abbottsford Tower, winds calm. Runway 7 clear to land.
Zero 9.7. Okay, so now it's finally moving with the localizer. That's good. Flaps full. We're right around here right now. Oh, there's the runway. Holy shit! Boy, it sure waited till the last minute to lock up, didn't it? We might have to do a go around. Alright, my control. A little high for where we should be. If we have to do a go around, we'll do a go around. It's not the end of the world. Wouldn't be the first time we've done a go around. We might be okay. Keep the auto throttle armed. All right, there's the glide slope finally coming back into play. Well, not lined up that well, but maybe we'll still land all right. Glide slope's okay. Speed's okay. Lining up okay. Don't do that to me, frame rate. What? Did you see that frame rate? All right, let's go around real quick.
Lenovo 19 Abbottsford Tower, welcome to Abbottsford. Contact ground on 121.8.
Hang on, let me turn off Sayintentions real quick. I mean, that wasn't bad with the frame rate, what happened, but... Alright, let's spin around. $50, let's put in 113 again. Heading. Go to alright. Okay. Finally. I couldn't adjust the trim. That's why we were climbing like that. Alright, let me get down to 3,000. You go into heading mode. Let me switch this over again to here. Alright, and let me look at the settings real quick. See if there's anything I can turn down. Let's see here. High. Oh yeah, we can turn this down. Alright, maybe that'll help. And what about traffic? That's fine. Data. Alright, Bing World Graphics, let's turn that off. Alright, maybe that'll help with the frame rate. It was fine until like we got right to the airport and right to the runway, and then I just stopped for a second right when we were getting ready to wheels down. Does that shit all the time. All right, 69, that's good. Okay, we're descending to 1,000, or at least we should be. Let me go into heading mode. altitude hold. For our speed a little bit. Oh my god, I gotta go to bed in a few minutes. I'll turn into a pumpkin pretty soon. Alright, we got the glide slope is now above us. That's a good. Just want to go out a little bit farther. Alright, we have flaps down 1. Let's put the arm our speeds here. Make sure I have enough fuel still. That looks fine. So that must be what it is. They turn off 1 and 3 fuel pumps during cruise, and then on approach and takeoff and landing, then they put them back on. That's at least what it looks like to me. And a minus 320 is not a bad landing. I'll take that landing. That's a good landing. I mean, we got 5 stars. I mean, that could be a good landing rate for this kind of airplane, but I think it would have been a lot better if it didn't just stop. Like the frame rate, it just stopped. I guess we could have pushed this go around button too. That probably would have been helpful. Now we're going to go just a little bit farther. Alright, and our capture point is actually at 2,000 feet. So actually, let's put this down to... Alright, altitude hold. Altitude select. Go down a little bit. We're getting ready to turn around here. Alright, let's start turning around. Slow down a little bit more. Arm approach mode here. Almost lined up with the approach. I'm looking at Navigraph. That Simlink is awesome. It's great. I can just look at the airplane on the tablet here and see where I'm at. Alright, we're at our altitude. Lining up with our localizer. Let's arm approach mode. Heading. Alright, now we should hopefully it'll have plenty of time now to line up, not like before. Alright, let's go landing mode here.
Landing checks. Flaps 30. Ignition set to continue.
Oh shit. Flaps 30. Let's put our...
Anti-skid is on. Landing checks complete.
Wow, that was it, guys? It's a pretty easy checklist. Alright, we're all green. So localizer is now captured. And then the glide slope is an orange. That means it's active. Once this triangle comes down to the middle, we'll be locked and loaded with our glide slope. Landing gear is down. Flaps are almost full. We still have some room to go on the flaps. Oh no, you didn't do flaps, sir. You dirty dog. You said you did flaps dirty. You were a fucking liar. We're gonna write this co-pilot up. Either the co-pilot or the engineer. One of them two are getting written up. One of you two guys are getting disciplinary action. We went flaps full a little early, but it's okay. I forgot to click on landing last time. We just did it a little early. I'd like for this weather thing in here in the middle to work. Never worked. It doesn't work on Xbox. It doesn't work on here. Alright, we should be capturing the glide slope in a moment or so. Sync up our heading. Very odd that the localizer doesn't give us any mileage or anything. Reduced our speed just a touch more. This is such a fun airplane to fly. It really is. And just fly sim software. I think that's the name of your company. Why do you have that clicking noise all the time, man? Turn the clicking off. It really kills the airplane. Like, it kills the rest of the noises in the airplane. It's so loud. That would have drove me nuts if I was really a pilot for one of these airplanes or anywhere. Well, it doesn't. You don't hear it as much back here. It's only right up here in the front that you really hear it. All right, there's our runway again. I'd like for this plane to start descending on its own before I take control of it. I just want to see it work. Just see if they made any updates to it. Hopefully when these light up green, then we'll be captured on the glide slope. Here we go. We're now on the glide slope. At about 1,500 feet. I'm going to take manual control over here in a minute. Okay. Eye control. Cockpit sterile. An eye on the glide slope and the flight indicate the flight director. Let's see if we still get that issue with the frame rate. Hope not. Usually turning off like big maps and I mean, at least on Xbox it used to help. I've never really, up until recently, I haven't had this issue on the PC. I wonder if it's because I'm in the beta, like the beta testing. Because for a long time I never had like those kind of issues. It's only until, I think until I started doing the beta testing. up all right. Wide slope is okay. Wheels are down, that's very important. Thank you, sir. This plane flies so beautifully. Especially with the setup, this Turtle Beach setup, man. It flies so nice. Alright, decision height. Gotta get over a little bit more. Alright, whatever. We'll take it. 391, 320. I'll take it. Could have been better. Could have been a lot worse. But I'll take it. Not my best landing, certainly far from my worst. But with practice, I think in order to do a good landing in this airplane, you need to turn the auto throttle off. Maybe we'll try that tomorrow. Because it's getting late for me. I have to get up for work tomorrow morning. I think if you turn the auto throttle off, I think we were just coming in a little too fast. I think turning the auto throttle off is definitely key. I'll have to go back and watch my other streams, because the last time I flew this, I think I was like minus 190 over in Tokyo or Japan somewhere. But whatever, bitch, it's fine. It's fine. Hit like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow for sure. At least that's my plan, to be back tomorrow. And we're gonna fly some X-plane tomorrow. Yes, sir. So that's about it. Have a good Friday, my friends. Hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of the Airplane Show. See ya.